Hello, and welcome back to Crochet at My House. So it's actually been quite a busy week. I've been doing a lot of things. I don't know if you saw, but on Saturday I did do a video, and I don't know how or why, but I totally lost sound. So both copies, I had two copies. I had the original copy that I'd filmed, and then I had the second copy that I'd edited. And somewhere between editing and uploading it, both completely lost sound. I don't know exactly what happened, but I do apologise for that. I did make a list of the colours of yarn I was talking about, but if you want to see them all and see the pictures I added, go back and watch that video. But I will list off the colours I got. You may see some of them because I'm going to be showing things I've been working on, and I have started to use the yarn, but I haven't used all of it, so you'll only see some. If you want to see all of it, go back and watch the whole video. I just don't have any sound in it. So firstly, I got a lot of Stylecraft Special DK, which is pretty common for me to get. I got it in green, Kelly green, lapis, sunshine, walnut and silver. Some of it's for a planned project. Most of the yarn actually I got this time was either for something upcoming that I was going to make or something I was already working on. I also got some parchment in Stylecraft Iron, which is for a project I'm already doing. Same goes for the Boho Eden colour. I got that in the bulk couple I have for the project. I got Stylecraft Batik, I think is how you say it. I got that in cherry. It's for a project I am working on. Haven't used it yet, but it's something I'm working on. And I got some Cabaret DK. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I got an ocean and hummingbird. Those don't have planned projects. I just really love the yarn and wanted to try it. So that's all the stuff about the yarn. I did also get a hook, and I was talking in the video about the hooks, but again it lost sound, so I'll just briefly mention that. I was just saying that I have decided to collect the Knit Pro hooks, and I'd gotten the 5mm because it's the size I use a lot. The plan is I'm going to just get one here and there every so often and make the set. But I'm starting off with sizes that are either needed for a project or I use a lot. So that's what I thought. Yeah. Now on to what I've actually been up to. Firstly, I will show the one thing I've finished. I finished a part of it. It's something I haven't worked on for a while because I had run out of the colours I wanted. So this is the project. It's the cowl. Basically, I'm doing it combining two channels, crochet along type things. Jayda and Stitches is doing her usual calendar blanket type of thing, and she's doing it with these strip patterns. And the other one is Witch Piece Craft, I think, and she's talking about the birthstone colours for each month. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. What I've done this time is I've done this green bit here, which is the green Stylecraft that I just got, because it's supposed to be emeralds. I'll probably take a picture so that you can see the colours together a little better, although they're not showing up too badly here. Maybe a little faded, but not too bad. The stitch pattern this month, well, for May, it was May's month, I haven't done this month yet, is the cookie stitch, and I really like it. It's really interesting. It's kind of like these little circles. It's not a stitch I'd done before, so I found it interesting. Although it was easy for me to do because I do know how to increase and decrease. It's not a hard thing for me. But it was an interesting stitch to learn. The other things are all works in progress. None of them are finished, but they're getting worked on. So I suppose I could start with something that's a newer project, which is right here. This I showed in my last Tuesday video when I started it, and I talked a little bit about the pattern, as in its history, what it's currently called. It is currently called the well, it gets called currently the midwife blanket, called midwife blanket, but it was originally the block shawl. In Go back and watch the video and you'll know exactly when, but it was originally called the block shawl, and I found that information interesting. I know there are some people who really like history as well as I do, so I thought I'd mention it. But these are the colours I've been using. So we have stone, buttermilk and saffron, and the next colour is going to be vintage peach, and then I'm just going to stripe those 4 colours. But I'm really liking it. It's a really fun stitch. It's quite simple. I don't really need to look at the pattern to know what I'm doing. Once I'd done like the very first block down here, I knew the pattern and I could just keep going with it. It's quite simple. It's just you have to count it every so often. Like if you're doing this bit here, you just have to make sure you skip the 3. When you're doing this bit, you just make sure you're only skipping 1. And here you just have to make sure that you're going into all of the spaces. Like obviously here at the edge, you don't have to go in all of it because it's got space. But like along here, it's supposed to be solid. So you just have to make sure that you go into each chain space in each stitch. It's quite simple, and I enjoy the pattern. The next crochet thing I could show you, I've been talking about these fairly frequently. I've gotten them both kind of at the same point, and it's the crochet socks that I'm making. They are from a Simply Crochet magazine. The pattern. It has this kind of fan stitch. Yeah. It has this sort of fan stitch with spaces going on. It's quite pretty, and then that's the toe. And I've gotten both of them past the toe point, so this is now working at the same points as these. And so once I get them to the right length, I'll start the heel. You have to get them to a certain amount of your foot, and then you stop and you start doing the heel. I'm looking forward to getting to the heel, but I haven't been like solidly working on them, so they're going up a little slower. Just because I've started new projects and got back to old projects. So here is something you most likely have seen on here before, but probably not for a wee while because I did run out of this colour. So this is the Advent calendar, the Nativity Advent calendar I'm making, and this is where all the pockets go. If I bring it closer, if I bring it closer, you can kind of see there's these little rows with loops. There's one there. You make it so that the loop rows are on the front so that you can attach the pockets straight to these, and then you just sew it out the sides. Now I'm not doing the pockets as I go. I'm just doing the whole background piece. And I'm actually going to add the pockets kind of at the end once I've finished it, because I'm going to use leftover colours from everything else. So if there's any of the grass colour left, the sky, any of the little pieces that go with it, any colours that are left over as I work on it will get used for pockets. Because I thought that would be fun and a little bit different. Because, like, on the pattern, if I get it, It's just 4 colours and they're evenly divided up in a kind of pattern. As you can see, there's 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and that kind of pattern is in it the whole time for the pockets. But instead of doing that, it kind of makes them spread out evenly. What I was going to do was just take colours from everything else and use it for the pockets. This is what it should look like when it's finished, and these little pieces go in the pockets, so they get taken out and put up as it's being used. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I am very close to finishing this pocket section. I have, I think, 7 rows left of doing the parchment, and then I finally get to start on the grass area, so I'm excited for that. Now the last project I've been working on isn't crochet, it's actually cross stitch. So I'm going to show you the little chart first. So here's the chart, and it's a little camper van or caravan, and it says Happy Camper, and I've put quite a bit of work into it, as you can see. So I've done all of the grey areas now, like, yeah, that's all the grey areas, and I am working on the 2 different teal colours. I've finished the dark teal stuff, and it's just the light teal that I haven't finished for this bit down here. But then it does have some other pieces, and obviously the writing. But I've been working on it quite a lot, and I think it's coming together really nicely. I will take a picture of this probably, so that you can see it, and it, you know, be a nice picture and still, just in case you're wanting to see it closer. So that's all of the things I've been working on. Yeah, I'm going to be working on one of my own patterns a little bit more, and hopefully it will get released sometime this summer. I'm going to have to get some people to test it first, but it's getting close, and I'm excited for that. Yeah. So that's things I've been working on. I haven't really been doing anything else. Like, I've been doing quite a lot of helping out with house stuff as usual. Like, there's been a lot of gardening going on, dishes, laundry. I actually really enjoy doing laundry. It's a bit of a random one, but I like doing the laundry. We've got a lot of gardening going on. We've got vegetables in, flowers in, fruit. It's a busy garden. So my question, I suppose, this time would be, have you been doing anything outside in your garden? Have you been gardening? Have you been crocheting, knitting, reading a book, sunbathing if it's warm enough, colouring in, whatever? It would just be interesting to know what you have been doing in your garden. Remember and like, comment and subscribe down below, and ring that bell so that you can get notifications every time I upload a video.